Hello everybody, my name is Konoe Manika, and welcome back to the unboxing, where today we are returning to the wonderful world of Kamen Rider. I mean, it's been weird, because allegedly, the last figure I unboxed, the Kamen Rider Gotchard SH Figuart, was supposed to come out in May. I got my hands on it in March. And then this figure also said it was supposed to come in May, but I got it mid-June? Which is like a whole thing, but we don't really have time to talk about it. Doesn't really matter. Because today we are continuing our Gotchard journey with a figure from a Kamen Rider show, but isn't a Kamen Rider himself, at least at this point in the story. Today we are looking at the SH Figuarts, Valvarad. He's a character from Kamen Rider Gotchard, and I know this package doesn't seem very convincing of it being something crazy, but it's because it's a P-Bandai item. It came in a brown box. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that we're taking a quick look at it. We won't spend too much time on this shipper box, because it's the same as every other shipper box. Here's, if you give me a second, the shipper box for Kamen Rider Evil. This got taped up for reasons, probably from a shipper, but otherwise, it's just literally the same, just, that says Valvarad. That says Kamen Rider Evil. You know, you see one of these shipper boxes, you see them all. SH Figuarts, Tamashii Web Store, whatever. Recycling, Valvarad, scanning code, protecting for shipment, Tamashii Nations Bandai Namco up top. Backside says SH Figuarts Valvarad in Japanese. Same little barcode. But yeah, otherwise it's just a brown shipper box. This is what P-Bandai figures come in. You get used to it if you get enough of them. Which I've gotten a few P-Bandai figures. It's been good to finally be able to get my hands on some of the ones that I've been more interested in. And I've been interested in Valvarad, because if I'm going to be honest, I prefer the look of base Valvarad than Kamen Rider Valvarad. Kamen Rider Valvarad has grown on me, to be fair, but also, I just love the look of the base Valvarad suit. Its ability to just not be a Kamen Rider really helps it a lot, and it's just so weird and dirty, and I love it. But it doesn't really matter. What does matter is that we got Valvarad. And here we go. This is Valvarad's actual box. Which is very funny to say. Anyways, here we have Valvarad out of the box. It's weird to have a Kamen Rider box that doesn't say Kamen Rider on it, because I'm pretty sure all the other ones I've gotten have been Kamen Riders of some sort. Except for Ankh. He's up there. You can't see him. But Ankh, I've gotten Ankh. It's weird to see a Kamen Rider figure that doesn't say Kamen Rider on the box. It's just kind of something you get used to. But this guy isn't a Kamen Rider. He's like a pseudo-writer, sort of. He's his own weird thing. It doesn't really matter. What does matter is that this gives us a nice look at the P-Bandai version of the Gotchard box, which is kind of going to be what you're used to getting most Gotchard characters, because for some reason, the only retail one they did was just the main Kamen Rider. I don't get it. I don't know. I'm not the president. Anyways, at the front of the box, you get to see that web shop exclusive logo, Bandai Namco, SH Figuarts, the SH Figuarts coat right there, Valvarad. It looks a bit blank because it doesn't say Kamen Rider. We get an image of Valvarad right here, and we get the arrow patterning, though in Valvarad's more traditional gray, light blue, and like magenta. We get a nice promotional image of Valvarad right here, as I said, Tamashii Nation Seal Quality, Bandai Namco. In these little colored bits, we get more promotional images, which we'll get to. And, yeah, top of the box just says Valvarad, has an arrow. This side shows a little bit more of his weapon, as well as another promotional image, which is right here. SHF Valvarad, arrow patterning. On the other side, we get a basic image of Valvarad posed up. SHF Valvarad, a little bit more of that image from the top. Bottom has Valvarad being all cocky or whatever. Doesn't really matter. On the back, we get the most promotional images of Valvarad that we get. This is also a fairly thick box. Doesn't really matter. We get Valvarad being like, him wielding his weapons in a couple different poses, as well as this basic pose that you get in like the basic promotional images. It also shows that you get a special weapon for Gotchard, which we will show off. Simple style, heroic action, yada yada. Let's get this figure open. It's been a hot second since I've gotten a Kamen Rider item, especially one from P-Bandai, so I'm really excited to tear this thing right out of its box. There you go. So now I can slip that, open up the flap, and slide the figure out of its packaging. And yeah, he looks nice. But since it's large, it is split into 2 layers. So let's start with the second layer, because we get to the figure last, as with always. There we go. Here we are. Alright, so first off, let's go with Gotchard's accessories, because, again, this figure comes with some extra stuff for Gotchard. First, it comes with some Gotchard hands. It's got these gripping hands. For gripping the weapon, as well as these other blasting hands for also gripping the weapon, because you can grip it multiple ways. It's whatever. So yeah, they're mirrored on both sides, so I'm not going to spend too much time on them, because, you know, they're hands for Gotchard. So yeah, we got this kind of blade holding one and this trigger holding one. They're nice, but also for Gotchard, the real star of the show is the bow. Oh, that's got like a spinny thing to it. That's cool. I don't know how it actually works in show, but whatever. Here we have this nice bow, which is also kind of used as a sword in the show, and it's really well painted. The orange is beautiful. The black is really nice and shiny. The yellow could be a little better, but it's fine. It's also wonderfully sculpted. It just looks beautiful, and yeah. This will go great, because Gotchard's weapon, he does come with a weapon, which I do appreciate in the original. It's this dinky little thing, and it's nice that he has a blaster, but he really needs something larger, and this is that something larger. Alongside that, since it's a bow of some sort, it comes with this extended launcher thing for when he's pulling it out. I think one hand's for holding that. And yeah, that's fucking Gotchard's weapons, which are nice to have. It's a bit annoying that they get spread out across a whole line, but it's fine. It doesn't really matter. What does matter is that this figure comes with stuff for Valvarad himself. So first off, the coolest accessory that comes with Valvarad is the Valva Rusher. And this thing is just stunning. I love this weapon. I'm really glad that it exists. But like just seeing it here is just so nice. That nice extended blade to the kind of like wrench style tip, which really accentuates his character. It's got this little clear thing for the cards to go into. He doesn't come with any cards, but it's whatever. But I've seen in videos that you can slip it open so that you can imitate him inserting a card like he does in the show. And I love this. I love that it can do this, because you can just have him be like, Inshin. You know, it's just so cool. And the backside's a bit less painted, but that's realistic to the show, I think. It's not like it's losing any detail that wasn't there in the original figure or costume or whatever. Yeah, I just love this weapon. It's so well detailed. It's so beautiful. I love the Valva Rusher. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you get this as well with the Kamen Rider Valvarad whenever that comes out. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. Let's put that here, because it's actually one of his weapons. And I mean, that's really his only weapon, but like, that's kind of what you expect to come with a Valvarad. Now, getting onto the top layer, we get Valvarad's hands. On the figure, he comes with some relaxed open hands, but alongside that, he comes with these nice looking splayed out hands. The white is done wonderfully. It's got some nice little sculpted on detail. Makes it look like the real gloves. And this side has like the screw bolt. And it's like, oh, hell yeah. It's so wonderfully metallic in that nice light blue color. It's beautiful. And then we get, I believe this is our weapon gripping hand. It's got a little trigger finger out of the front. And it wraps around. And still same detailing on all of them, and they all look wonderful. It also comes with some characteristic fists, which are great to have. Some SH Figuarts haven't been coming with fists, mainly like the Spider-Man ones. So it's always nice to get some fists, and they're just a nice neutral hand to have. Now, let's get the other hands out. Because without further ado, that's really all of his accessories. Not super feature-packed, but they're nice large accessories for a nice large figure. And yeah, I feel like it's worth it fairly. He's a fairly expensive Figuart, especially when he originally came out. I think it was like $90 or something. I don't remember. But what does matter is that Valvarad is finally here. So let's get him out of his packaging. Oh. I love his design. I'm sorry. He's got a lot of this little plastic in him because he's got a lot of stuff to paint protect. But like, yeah. One of his hands. Let's leave that there. I love just such a bulky design. And like, his collar doesn't get too in the way. It obviously gets in the way, but, like, it's not too in the way, and, like, you can make it work. It's a little flexible, not super flexible. I wouldn't stretch it, but, like, you know, and oh, hell yeah. Let's look at his head for a second. And you see, it's just shining wonderfully in the light. I love this design. I'm sorry. I know people are weird about Valvarad as a character from what I've heard. I haven't seen Gotchard yet, so I don't have opinions on it. But goddamn, this design is just so cool. This figure has a nice weight to it. I don't comment on it much, but this figure is nice and weighty, and it feels worth the price. Look at that head. Look at all the rust painted onto the fucking wrench. I think this is why I like this design over fucking Kamen Rider Valvarad, because Kamen Rider Valvarad's nice. But this one has that nice kind of rusted detail that really is just something, adds so much. And I love the bulkier, spiky aesthetic that this one comes with. Okay, yeah, the cape does get in the way of articulation, unfortunately, and God, I wish for P-Bandai items they would just fucking give us cloth capes for once, when it's not like a fucking, Sankocho Seiho. Yeah, let's check his shoulders. Yeah, this guy just has such a large, intimidating presence. His shoulders work fine. These apparently are removable, these spikes. In the show, he wears, like, essentially mantles. Like the King Oger figures have, like, mantles, or characters, whatever. This guy wears different mantles depending on what card gets put into the Valvarusher. And they give him, like, different arms, essentially. Arm weapons. And these ones are removable, seemingly for plans to make, like, say, like, a accessory set for Valvarad. Because I'm pretty sure fucking Kamen Rider Valvarad uses them too. So it could be for two figures at once. So, yeah, and then something I never realized is that the brown kind of makes this, like, car chassis. And it's just so wonderful. I love this design so much. And I hate so much that it got swapped out for Kamen Rider Valvarad, which is fine. It's not a bad design in any way. But, you know, this design is just so special. He does still have a belt buckle, which is always nice. He's not a Kamen Rider, so I don't require it for him as much as I do others. But he does have a belt buckle. It's a card holder, like what's on Gotchard's wrist, which I think is just very smart, given that his henshin device is that big weapon. But yeah, he has these wraps around, and the dirt down on the legs, if I'll be honest, isn't as nicely done as that on, like, the upper armor. But it still looks nice, and it's dirty as hell, but that's intentional. And it adds a nice, like, realism to, like, his white design, and it's just so well done. I think I'm in love with this figure. But yeah, it's just so well done, and, like, look at that spine detail. Look how rough this all looks. And he's got a little thing on the back, so that, if you want, I think, you can just go like this. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I love that. That's, okay, yeah, that pushes it over the edge. He doesn't have great ankles, but no Kamen Rider figure has, really, unfortunately. But yeah, oh my god, that pushes it over the edge. I love this thing. This thing is so good. Oh my god. But yeah, that's Valvarad. Not Kamen Rider Valvarad, just Valvarad. I hope you enjoyed this little video, unboxing it. If you want to see a review of it, let me know. By engaging with the video, mainly by leaving comments, but all the other forms of engagement are always appreciated. And, yeah. Hopefully, more Kamen Rider figures will come soon, but, until then, I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!